Alrighty, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Chupacabra's Lair. I am your host, Larry the Chupacabra, and we're gonna do a mobile Let's Play today out of none other than the Stormfall Rise of Balur game that I checked out a little while ago. And we're gonna check out and see what sort of higher level gameplay we've got in store for us, along with doing some questage and getting some blue gems. If you see here, this little bouncing blue gem box, every day you log in, you get free stuff. So, looks like today I got some sapphires, some blue sapphires. I got 20 of them. And if I go over here to my items in the old black market, I can apply that and get my free sapphires for the day. That's kind of cool. We'll go through here and collect all our resources that have been sitting and waiting for us. And normally, if this had been just after my review, I would go raid some people around my level, but, you know, wouldn't you know it, while I was gone, this guy Rhydon, he comes back and decides to attack me once in a while since I was gone after the review, and my defensive free 2-day shield goes down, and he comes back and he attacked my forces, and a while back I had a bunch of dragons and stuff, and he rolled through and he threw everything at me and took out all of my defenses and all of my forces. And he actually lost quite a few of his own units initially. And then last night, it looks like, he came by and he murdered my units that I had building in the secret, in the background. So you gotta be careful of that. But, good thing for me, I learned my lesson since I came back. And here in the catacombs, I have stashed. Look at all these suckers, they're so spicy. I got a dragon. Got some warlocks here, the guy with the fiery hand. I've got some necromancers here. They too have a hand that looks like it should have fire in it. I got some knights, and I got some great lords, and I got some paladins, and I've got some infantry. And since we were last on, I can actually craft dwarves. Wouldn't you know it? Here in the Lost Arts department, I was finally able to get Bran's Seal. And Bran's Seal is the ancient dwarven relic signifying the alliance between the elder races and the dwarves. He who recovers the seal can call upon the dwarves to do the stuff with the things and cut people's faces. Which, I don't know about you, but I'm kind of a fan of dwarves doing my bidding. So, the funny thing about that is, to research stuff, you gotta log in and do some research once a day, and eventually your Lost Arts people, let me see if I can find it. Here we go. Eventually, the people who do your Lost Arts research will start researching an unknown researchable. In this case, they appear to be researching the lost art of smuggling. We're going to get us some halflings, and apparently they more than deserve their reputation for being heartless thieves and smugglers. And if there's nothing left to steal from their foes, they'll quickly start stealing the crap out of each other's stuff. So, you know, they're not the nicest people, but if they're working for me, they're not trying to steal from me. Or at least that's my reasoning. At least. So, let's just grab something under research. This game's a lot about making sure you manage your time wisely and research stuff. Well, actually, a lot of this stuff I can't even research. So let's see if I can't get some more composite bow research since I'm here. Yeah, I'll do that. And then a lot of these buildings are not really going to want to let us upgrade anymore until I upgrade my castle. But I can upgrade my mine. So let's upgrade this sucker. And while we wait for this thing to finish upgrading, we've got all of our mines and our houses all upgraded to level 7. Yeah, looks like we're all good to go there. We'll set some demonic rituals to go a spell casting, and we'll go attack some folks. And, well, I suppose you're asking yourself, Larry, why exactly would we attack people today? I mean, I thought we were supposed to be friendly. I mean, didn't you say you had a problem with that Rhydon fella coming and touching your stuff? Well, you're not wrong, but that's not the point. We're a part of a league of sinister folks, and well, I presume they're sinister. It says that on their match profiles. But currently, we're in the middle of this quest of the Forsaken, and we've got to go about and fight other lords and ladies and whatever, like, lordy ladies. Those things that you get from Taiwan that are both. We gotta attack them and kill their units so that we can rank up in this PvP quest and get all these delicious things. So that means you can get, like, some... I think those are the Paragon points that make you more powerful in general. You can get some of these red rubies that are kind of like the secondary monetary currency in this game. And you can get some free necromancers, of which I am a fan. I mean, nothing says don't screw with my army, quite like a bunch of undead skeletons rising up out of their corpses when they fall on the battlefield. I mean, seems like a pretty sound plan to me. Whoops. I didn't want to go into the bank. So we've got some stuff under research. Let's go and attack some stuff. We've got a bunch of spicy units here. So we'll just send all... Oh, they didn't kill all my units. They left me, like, one of everything and some paladins. How very kind of Rhydon to not be a complete butt. So we'll... This is a higher level Ogre's Cave that we're going to attack, so we're going to send quite a few units to touch their butts. Now, I could probably send the bare minimum of units. That probably wouldn't be a terrible idea. I don't begrudge you that notion. However, something that I've noticed as I've played this game is that the more units that you send, and I'll actually show you this in my sort of notification center, if you look, let's see here, I raided this guy's castle. Did he have any stuff? No. I do a lot of raiding, people, and I'll tell you why in a bit. Let's see here. Here's a good example. I raided an orcish altar. Now, you see, I sent a whole bunch of necromancers and warlocks and a bunch of knights and great lords and stuff, and I lost pretty much nothing. And, you know, wouldn't you know it, the demon lord Balur, he's a pretty spicy character. So if I go after him with only the basic number of units, most of them will die, killing off these bats and these orcish raiders, and I don't know what the heck that is there at the bottom. It looks like people sewn together. If I go after just them with just the basic units, most of them will die. But if you send, like, 50,000 people to maul a small town of, like, 20 people, you know, chances are most of those 20,000 people are going to be fine. So it's just massively overkilling stuff means not losing a lot of stuff. And look, my raid is already done. I have sent them off. Oh, they got one of my warlocks, one of my necromancers. They had an ogre, they had some bats, they had a bunch of rough riders and a bunch of infantry. But as you can see, I kept most of my units. And then, ooh, now this is what I like to see. So, by overkilling them and doing a really nice job, wouldn't you know it, I got some defensive nomads and some offensive great lords. They're like, man, you should look at that Larry guy. I heard he's got one heck of a fighting for us. We should go fight for him. I hear he's got bacon. And you're not wrong, great lords, I do have bacon. So we're just going to kind of run down this list and attack people and maybe help defend people. Most of my defenders that I was going to have doing the thing, most of them were, you know, out and about, milling about with the townsfolk last night, and they got murdered. So, I can't really do a lot of defense missions right now, but I have a plan. I do, I promise. I has a plan. So, once these units are back from attacking that level 13, we will start to head over to the map, and we will have different folks try to attack all of these other people around me. Now, most of these individuals, like XX Shadow XX and, I think even this Diablo guy, most of these people here, most of them have stopped playing. Most of them don't have any units left in their castles, I've checked, because I've sent units to murder them. So what I can do is, each one of these castles is generating income and resources for their lord or lady during all the time. And if they don't have any defenders, I can roll in and, you know, rough some people up, maybe scuff an old man's knees. Really all the young people left to do stuff with other lords and ladies. And then they'll give me all their stuff, or half of it, and then I'll leave. And what I do with that is when I start to overcap my resources, I will set, like, for example, a bunch of dwarves to train and burn out, like, a good half of my resources, or most of my gold. And then I will go attack some more people. And then I will rinse and repeat until I have maxed out my queue for the day. And hopefully I'll be able to come back before, you know, someone like that Rhydon fella comes and gets spicy with me, and hide them in the catacombs so he just comes and steals some of my resources, not a big deal, and then he doesn't get to kill anything. Now, why does he come and constantly try and touch my stuff? Well, that's very simple. The more people's minions you kill, the higher your rankings, and the higher the chance that you'll win these 500 sapphires. I think it's like $10 or something. $10 worth of sapphires. It's not a lot, mind you. Especially because there's a lot of sales that the people over at Plarium put on different weeks. But, you know, it's nothing to scoff at if you just want some free loot and you've got a lot of minions to throw at people. If you do, it's pretty good. So my eventual goal is to build up a lot of units and go start heckling people. And then eventually get to the point where I can start training paladins. But first I've got to unlock smuggling. And then I can unlock paladins with this Divine Blades research. So I have a plan of attack or something or other. It sounds pretty good to me. So our units are back. We've got some units under training and we got some lost arts going. So let's go and attack people. I don't need to send a big unit fighting force. In fact, I'm going to send out all of my maximum number of units that can fight all at once. So I think this guy here is going to be the highest level contender. So we'll send out a couple of warlocks and some necromancers and some great lords and some knights and some pikemen and some paladins, and I think that'll be pretty good to go. So we'll send them off to attack Shadow XX. And what do we got up here? We've got the Compt. I don't think I've attacked you before. Let's send a bunch of warlocks and great lords to say hi to you. That sounds like a splendid plan. Yeah, that'll do real nice. So, I'm going to very quickly generate a whole boatload of money and income for myself as I send off all of these units to get spicy with folks. Now, I do have some units that I can send to defend. However, I have sort of maxed out the number of units I can have at play that do things with stabbing. I can send out like 6 spying missions right now, but I can only send 3 offensive missions and 1 caravan. So I'm just gonna wait. It's not gonna take them long to do the thing, and it looks like my construction is to the point where I can use my free time dilation devices and finish it. And now, I'm going to upgrade my castle and increase its splendor and sexification, and probably the likelihood that it's going to get graffitied by, I don't know, goblins by like 10% or 10 times, something like that. But first, there's something I've been meaning to try out here in my items in the black market, which is sort of your inventory for all the weird stuff that you've gathered. I've got some construction boosters that I've never freaking used. I guess these are just boosters I can use in general. I don't know how to activate them. Huh. Oh well. I'll just start my castle upgrading. Do the thing. Oh, I don't have enough oh, I gotta wait till one of my people comes back. Dang it. So I've raided Shadow XX's castle. What is he? Oh, he had some necromancers. Look at him. Well, I'm going to get some PvP rankings after all. For my quest. Well, isn't that handy? I had no idea. You know what? I'll bet he got those from Lord Oberon. See, every so often, Lord Oberon, the main boss NPC, will send you free units like these paladins. So he must have gotten some free stuff from Oberon or something, and I just murdered the hell out of him. I suppose, to each their own. And once I've got some more gold, I'll be able to upgrade my castle, so we will just do some daily quests. Ah, but I can only do some of these daily quests. So I'm going to do the big fancy ones here, while we're relaxing today. And let's hit up the League quests. So your daily quests are kind of separated into 3 brackets here. There's your individual quests that you can do regardless of what you're doing with the rest of the game. And then you've got your League quests, which, as I'm sure you can imagine, is based upon the League or the guild that you're in. And then, if you activate your Paragon status, which is what fancifies your castle from other people touching it, or just in general, by hitting this little green crown, then you can use some Paragon quests. So I only want a 30-minute activator. Yeah, I'll save my big activators for when I really feel like I want them. For you guys, because I love the YouTubificators so much. And so activating that gives me 30 minutes of Paragon status, and I can go and do the Paragon quests and level up my Paragon fanciness and get more resources. And it looks like some of my units have come back and given me their spoils of war. Let's see, I raided Balthazar's castle, nothing to speak of here, but there was some money to be had. Excellent. And then this other gentleman, he didn't have anything either. So part of the problem that I ran into is when I left off, everyone around me had just started playing the game, and there were brand spanking new castles as far as the eye could see. But I pretty much browbeat them into submission previously by murdering the countryside. So there wasn't a whole heck of a lot to do about that. Yeah. Oh, let's see here. Why don't I reduce that time on that construction by 3 minutes or something? Yeah, now I've gotten... Using my free construction boosters, I've managed to upgrade my castle practically for free. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like my castle got any sexier. That must not be till 4, 5, or 6. Oh well. But now I can build even fancier buildings. And the first thing I want to build, so I can attack more stuff, is a better observatory. Because I am all about the stuff that I can attack. Especially since the eventual goal here is I want to get enough levels, I want to get enough stuff, so I can go find Raiden, and I can murder the crap out of his castle. I want vengeance. Larry is all about the sweet, delicious vengeance. Some of these buttons are not in the bestest of place for me to do the thing. Now, the other thing that I've been enjoying is something that I've seen a lot of games try to do, but not particularly do well, is these guys actually upgrade the aesthetics of their buildings as you level them, so they change and look fancy. And I am all about that. Alright, come on, Watchtower. I want to murder some stuff. Let's go after some catacombs. Now that all my forces are back. Yeah, we'll send a dragon, and all these warlocks, and all these great lords, and these knights and paladins. Yeah, that looks real good. And let's see here. The other thing I wanted to show you guys is, the nice thing that I've really liked is that, other than a lot of games that require you to just sit there forever and gather units, is all of this stuff, by just kind of doing stuff in the game, they throw units at you that you wouldn't otherwise be able to train. Like here, I just got a couple free necromancers, and by upgrading some buildings, I got some knights. And it looks like my money's getting maxed out for iron and food. I'm actually going to train up some more units. I want some pikemen. Yeah, give me a whole bunch of pikemen. That'll do. Yeah. Now I've used up my iron resources, so I can start turning in all these quests. Here in the main tab, this lovely lady who guides me along on my merry adventures. So I'll recover all these knights, and this one's got a whole bunch of experience. Here I get some marauders, and then training a bunch of archers got me a great lord. Yeah, this is all turning out real nice. I'm coming for you, Raidon. You bet your bottom button. Or dollar? I forget what the saying was. You know, whatever. Touching the stuff and murdering folks. And so, we've reached level 36. Huzzah, we got another 5-minute booster. Excellent, that's what I like to see. So, that's it for today, guys. We'll attack some more stuff, I think, before we head out here. And that's a lot of what we're going to do to eventually get on the road to murdering people and giving these other great lords a run for their money. So until next time, I've been your host, Larry the Chupacabra. We got some more of these episodes coming in the coming weeks. And I'll catch you next time. I'm going to be doing some some playing off-screen to power up my forces, and we will attack some big old fancy lords and kill some of their stuff. and will spy on people. That's something I've been meaning to do. Let me show you real quick. So, last night, before Rhydon... Or, no, it wasn't Rhydon. Timatopia decided that he was going to get spicy with me. And he tried to spy on me before attacking me. And he came in, and I had 6 assassins at the time. They're dead now, but I'll get some new ones. And he tried to spy on me to see if he could attack me. I murdered his assassins, and I've discovered, if you have plenty of assassins on hand to stab other assassins, people are less likely to come touch your stuff. It's a life lesson I think everyone should learn. So until next time, don't forget to like and subscribe, everybody, and I will catch you next time. If you're interested in this game, or any of the stuff herein, I will have links in the description to the game that you can pick up on Android or iOS. I'm currently playing it on an iPad, because my other tablet is kind of on the old side. It's getting kind of clunky. That's what you get when you're an early adopter. So until next time, have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye.